What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your boy M.I. Sizzle in the building.
In the coldest player in the game, Lord Iceman. What's good with you?
Listen, we are glad to have y'all here today. Y'all know what time it is. It is the THT Season 3.
Draft day, baby. Tag team turmoil. What's good?
What's going on? Listen, we got a lot in store for y'all today. We're going to have the teams, we got the captains, but before we get into all of that, we always got to say thank you and much appreciation for you guys coming here. We're putting together something that has never been done, ain't never seen nothing like it. You might think you have, but you ain't seen nothing like it. And, you know, I can't believe there ain't nobody came up with this. But then again, we are some geniuses. So, you know, y'all going to try to steal it anyway. So at least watch the original and get us right before you try to get it tight, all right? What's going on now? I'm gonna let you talk about what we getting into today, Mr. Iceman. What's happening?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna go over a few points in regards to information about the draft and a tad bit of little information about the overall tournament. So next, we're gonna be going into the overall rules and landscape of the tournament event, the drafting day in itself. I hope y'all got your eyes and ears open and ready, man. I hope y'all also been paying attention to the community, because you're going to see some names of some individuals that you have yet to see either online or offline from the ATL FGC.
Now, what's going to happen here is we're going to go ahead and jump into some of these rules that we're going to be seeing throughout the draft and how the process works today. First and foremost, let's get into that right now as we speak on these topics. Our first one being the teams, the divisions, captain selection, tier format, and the salary cap. Now, what you know about these teams, you know what I'm saying? These teams, we got 8 teams. In the first division, both divisions broken down into 4 teams each. Our first division, we got Venomous Assault, we have Smiling Phantoms, the Reapers, and Imperial Phalanx.
Now in Division 2, we have the Guild of Assassins, Wild Ape Republic, Brawlers Fight Club, and Urban Predators.
Now, one thing you have to know about these teams is they were chosen at random. The teams were given into a bag, they reached out, and you know, this is what's going to be happening here today. The captains, they didn't get a chance to choose these teams, not the teams they were on, so they were given it just as random, and for a good reason. We didn't want to have people all ganged up in the same division, or people trying to run away from people by jumping in other divisions, right? So everything here was done in the spirit of fairness and good competition. Now, as we're talking about that, inform us about these captains and how they were formed up.
Now, the captain selection was basically an anonymous voting set up and designed by the organizers, us, of course, and submitted to the players involved in the series. Now, nobody knows who voted for who, but all they do know is the amount of votes that went for these particular players for them to seal the deal to be the 8 captains for their respective teams.
Speaking on them captains, let's take a look at our captains right now as we see who got put up to the task.
Now, starting off, we're going to have Rail representing Venomous Assault, the comeback kid, and also a player of the month here at the THT.
Yes, indeed. He mains Claudio. He's known to do them hot kicks at the right time to make the comeback. Next we have coming up Smiling Phantoms leader, ATL Red, an old school player, lover of all things Bruce Lee.
All things Bruce Lee.
Plays Bruce Lee types, archetypes in every game that he plays, from Maxi to Forest Law, all the way down to Fei Long, all of them. He's playing every single one. You can see he's got his controller in hand. He was ready.
Ready for battle, ladies and gentlemen. But next up, we have K-Dash, the combo kid, representing the Reapers. Now, K-Dash has actually been a up-and-coming player in the community, man. If you have been paying attention to him, he's been running them up online and offline, 404 events and so forth and so on. K-Dash is actually a part of somewhat of the new school, so it's going to be interesting to see him in the captain's position.
And he's also been a player of the month. Next, we have Shola, though, of the Imperial Phalanx, led by Trill Shola.
Trill Shola.
You got to have a Trill, master of the Shola Fist. All right, now for y'all who are not in Atlanta, you might not know about the Shola Fist, but everybody here knows about it. We actually got a Tekken House shirt in it. We might be bringing that thing back for y'all to go pick that up when y'all see what's up with the Shola Fist. He is a main of Kazuya and Kazumi, but he likes the Mishmas. He plays the Mishmas, although he doesn't play very much Devil Jin. Kazuya and Heihachi have been known to be on his roster. He's still waiting for Jinpachi to make a comeback.
I'm not waiting for Jinpachi. You keep Jinpachi. But next up is going to be Nito, another young up-and-coming talent here in the ATL FGC, representing the Urban Predators. Now he is a Marduk main. A former King player as well. There's another interesting player to pay attention to that's going to be in the captain's position.
And when in doubt, he will tackle it out. I know it says Fought Negan Josie. Apparently, somebody got him screwed up with the chop. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to fire the production team. All right? Next, we've got coming up, and last but not least, in this section is Wild Ape Republic's very own Genghis Khan. Listen, no relation to the name, okay? But he is a member of the Mashers of the Universe. Now, he is a Katarina and Fakaram main. He is definitely a new up-and-comer for Tekken 7. He has been studying in the underlings of MIC_ATL, myself, at the TTU. So he has definitely seen a lot of progression since then, taking on some of the better talents in the city and doing pretty well. Now you'll notice that I said in this portion, that's because what we have coming up next is going to be something you might not have been, it won't be a surprise to you, all right? We're talking about the fan favorites, all right? And you know who that's going to be. You know who it is. ATL's very own Poke Chop. King of the No Round Brown, okay? He is leading the Guild of Assassins. He plays Fakaram, Negan, and Josie.
Hey, don't tell nobody he played Josie. He dropped Josie. He said he don't like Josie.
All right, I feel you.
And next up, we got Abstract, the leader of the new school, the Ling Xiaoyu main, and leader of the Brawlers Fight Club.
Now, these are just the talents that we have at the heads of these teams. These are not all of the talent that we have in these competitions. So let's talk about the other talent. How did we get these other talents? What do they look like? Where will they be coming from? Well, we're going to get into the tier format. Being that there are going to be 3 tiers of players, in the way that it works, much like the captain selection, where all players voted, well, what happened is we took the top 8 highest voted players. Those became our captains. Then we had a section for tier 2 players and tier 1 players that was separated amongst the group of competitors, and those competitors were sectioned off into a lower level of point players and a mid level of point players. And these tiers are set there for balanced situations, balanced structure. They are also set there to give you a good idea of what your community thinks of you, where you see yourself, and also the places that you can propel yourself to be. All of these are things that are done in the spirit of good competition and community building. And that is how we ended up where we are. And that is why the tier format is very important. But there's one extra portion that is important, and that is the salary cap. Iceman, inform us about that salary cap.
All right, now leading into the salary cap, all captains were given a total of 26 points. But with the 26 points that they have, 10 points represent themselves as tier 3 players. The tier 2 players represented by 5 points, and the tier 1 players are represented by 3 points. Now, with the remaining 16 points, the captains will then have to select from the pool of players consisting of tier 2 and tier 1 individuals. They will have to fill out the rest of their team with the remaining points. Now, obviously, there is a rule set. You must have at least 3 members at the very least on your team, and you must also have a tier 1 player at all times, ready, available, and active to play each week of the series. Excuse me.
Now, with that being the case, the reason that was instituted is so that everybody will get that opportunity to play, right? You don't ever want to have a situation, we wanted to design this where no one got left out on the team. Everybody had a responsibility and a role in the team. And in doing so, we left them with the 26 points by which to make their team. Now, tier 3s, those tier 3 players obviously being your captains, those players automatically sucked up 10 points from the 26 points. So that left these captains with a total of 16 points in which to structure their team. Like Iceman stated, the tier 2 players being representative of 5 points and the tier 1 players being representative of 3 points. It is up to the captains of these teams to build the best foundation and structure they can, taking all things into consideration. Things like dependability, because they have to show up. You get a tier 1 and they don't show up, you get forfeited through that match that night. Also, you have to think about skill level. I mean, obviously, you don't want to have, this is not set up in a structure where you can just weigh on your own skill to win. It is definitely centered around a team participation and group effort. With that being the case, we have so much in store for you today. That salary cap really puts a constraint on your ability to just team up with your homies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It puts a strain on you trying to build the best, most skillful team.
Juggernaut squad.
You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't have me, Chop, and Rel on a team. It just wouldn't happen, right? Well, you ain't gonna have me on the team, no way, because I'm out here commentating, all right? You know what I'm saying? I'm over here doing production and stuff, except for that one production slide. I don't know who did that one, all right? But let's get into it, man. Let's take a look as we check out the draft boards that we will be going back to time and time again. And here on the draft boards, what you will be able to see is where these players are going to be showing up. And we already talked about this earlier, but let's take a look at those captains and where they fall on the draft board. We have the Venomous Assault, which we said was being led by the one and only Comeback Kid, Rel. All right. You got Smiling Phantoms being headed up by ATL Red. You got K-Dash heading up the Reapers, and Trill Shola, but we just call him Shola, all right? We just call him Shola. Shola being a team leader for the Imperial Phalanx, and that sums up the teams you will be seeing first in Division 1.
Now in Division 2, it's going to be spearheaded by the one and only Mouth of the South, Poke Chop. And Wild 8 Republic is going to be run by Genghis Dunn. Brawlers Fight Club is hosted by Abstract. And last but not least, the Urban Predator is going to be spearheaded by Nito. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're looking at these names and these logos, and you're like, man, where do you all get this stuff from? Who came up with these names, man? They off the chain. Well, yeah.
Hey man, listen, that's what I do, okay? That's what I do, all right? I'm coming with the wildness, all right? We're coming with the wildness, all right? And listen, shout out to 96, looking like an Urban Predator down there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, hope you're doing well out there. Listen, we're about to get into this draft. Don't worry about a thing, all right? But right before we get into the draft, we will be right back after these messages, okay? Don't go nowhere. Stay where you at. We'll be right back. Right on time. Welcome back to the THT Draft Day Season 3, presented by Tech and House Entertainment and Esports. What's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy M.I. Sizzle. You know who it is in the building, the one and only Iceman, right here beside me. What's happening, player? Are you ready?
Man, we back in it, man. We back in it, man. Ready to dive in for y'all, man. I hope y'all got your snacks, you know what I'm saying? Hope y'all done got ready. Got me a little water to sip on, you know what I'm saying? Got this COVID running around, so we got to stay clean in the chest. You know
Indeed. Y'all stay safe, you know what I'm saying? Keep the mask on your face. And as we talk about that, let's get right into how people are about to safeguard their ability to get that $1,000 pot, okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. All of this is going to be a $1,000 pot on the line. Also, we'll speak on a few things other than that, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a little bit more than 1,000 available for them. But let's get into this draft. First and foremost, the first person that we got going up is going to be Big Poke Chisel, okay? Big Poke Chop, going to be acquiring the first round draft pick, first pick of the entire draft, okay? So whoever's going to be going here, man, they can ask for a big contract, you know what I'm saying? They can ask for a big contract. They're getting max stats out here, you know what I'm saying? Max salary. So let's go on ahead and check that out and see exactly who does Chop decide that he wants today on the draft. Let's get to it.
This guy's been gone for 11 months. He pretty much didn't remember how they said. So he's on 11 months. He came back and he assassinated a rocket. So you know he's gonna get assassinated. And Knox already know he's on my squad.
Okay. Alright, so Knox is the first draft pick of the entire night.
Now, that's awesome to see Knox moving back to the ATL Georgia area after leaving to go back to Colorado. This means taking care of
Now, speaking of Knox, come on, everybody. Come on. Why wouldn't I pick Knox? He's a monster. He is the Colorado freak of nature. I had to get him. That's my big dog. That's my training partner. Y'all wonder why I kept winning all those 4-4s? Because he was my training partner. That's who I played every single week. Every single week I played Knox. Whether it be Mortal Kombat, whether it be Tekken, I played Knox. And let me tell you something. He kept me clutch. He kept me sane. And he kept me moving, you know. And unfortunately, when he had to leave, my skill level plummeted. But now that he's back, hey, it's going down. It's going down, baby. You know, so I had to get my big dog, man.
All right, so it looks like Knox is going to be the first person up. He is rocking with Big Poke Chisel. He is a tier 2 acquirement. Let's see how things are going to pan out from here on out. It's looking pretty good for Chop's team right now, as we see how they are shaping up. Chop with that very first pick. I mean, I think he's going to be doing pretty good for himself.
I mean, Knox was an awesome pick because he's very familiar with him. He's familiar with his play style, and also that makes it easier in regards to the training process. You don't have to go through a large phase of getting to know one another and feeling the person out and everything like that. They pretty much have a very good grasp of each other's weaknesses and things of that nature. So he also picks someone that can be somewhat of a co-captain.
Indeed. Somebody else that he can lean on if he is wavering in his ability to lead or proceed with the dubs. All right, so let's get into our next pick. Next pick is going to be Shola. Let's see how Shola is doing out there in the field.
So, the second person I wanted is actually the only Steve player here. there's 2 key plays, but he's going on here. And he's going. I don't know if I'm so 0-2 because don't go 0-2 in tournaments, but
Look at this shot of real.
0-2. I'm pretty sure it's 0-2.
Number 2 overall pick. 0-2.
Indeed. That boy 0-2 showing up, showing out, getting to be the second person to get picked. Also a member of the THT first class. I guess he's really been showing himself worthy as he's the second overall pick. Going to be trying to pick up another next contract if all possible.
So 0-2, I already told him that I was going to pick him for the team. So yeah, that was kind of ready, premeditated.
I mean, that was a hell of an explanation if I ever heard one. Okay.
What, we got to fill in the blanks for you, Shola? What the?
All right, listen. We got 0-2 pulling up with the second pick of the night. Listen, I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty good night out here tonight, man. I don't know what the hell that was about, but listen, at the end of the day, glad to have him out here in these streets. Glad to see him doing this thing, man. Let's see who else is about to show up in the streets. I think the next person up is Will.
So yeah, those 2 picks are fun.
Alright, well, not liking that too much.
So I would describe this person as a silent killer, kind of like me. So I'm gonna go with Whack Dash.
All right, Black Dash back in the back.
I like that pick. I actually like that pick. That pick definitely fits in regards to the way Real likes to play the game and in character style.
Let's see what he has to say about why he made that pick. I think that's going to be very interesting. Right way up there, taking on that.
So the first player I went with was American Whack Dash. And if you see his name in the bracket, it's not going to be a walk in the park. He's extremely solid. Every single week he gets better, and I think with him specifically, his adaptation is like the main reason I went with him. Being able to have that skill set, especially in a game like Tekken 7, being able to adapt so quickly, I think is a very strong thing to have. So I really want to have that on my team.
All right, and Whack Dash seems to have proved himself out here in the land of 404 Esports Weeklies. So much so that Rail got his eye on him. Said he looks like he's going to be one of the sleeper cells of the whole entire league. Hopefully, he can manifest those qualities. Okay,
I actually agree with that. Whack Dash has actually been picking up an additional character here and there, you know what I'm saying, and using that as a way to educate himself a bit more in regards to tech. And I do feel that Katarina is still, you know what I'm saying, his 8-1 team, his number 1 or whatnot. But I do feel that he's a bit of a sponge in regards to gathering more information. And under the tutelage of Rail, he might be able to take him to the next level.
That's nice. I think I have to agree. I mean, I hadn't played Whack Dash myself that much, but when I see him talk about the game, he seems to have some common sense. So, I'm a fan of the common sense, all right? If nothing else, you're going to get on my team with the common sense. So I think that's a great pick. Let's see who's up next. We got K-Dash coming up next, representing the Reapers. Let's see what he's got in store for the squad.
Well, those are some pretty good picks now. This player has a lot of potential. He's done great things. Almost every week he comes in and improves, and playing against him is actually honestly very fun. So my first pick is going to be Toasty.
Quite a good pick, Toasty, another up-and-coming player. I think that Toasty actually has the makings to be a very good player. Has a lot of good execution. He's found himself being amongst one of the newcomers that has really been shining. Has not been able to jump over certain hills just yet, but let's
these
see what
specific
K-Dash thought.
players have a lot of potential, and they're very good players, and they're specialists at their characters, which is a big thing for me because that you don't see them switch characters ever, and that's something I can resonate with. Not only that, when they're put in front of a big obstacle, they can rise to the challenge and make it, equal with them because, I feel like when they're pushed to their utmost limits, they show out the best.
All right, and K-Dash going and telling us about his thought process behind constructing his team, Toasty making it onto the team, fitting into that thought process.
Toasty has nothing but sheer upside. And one of the things that if you've been watching the 404s or if you haven't, Toasty playing Brian Fury, Brian is an uphill task in general. I just don't feel that the character is really matching the overall structure, the system that Tekken 7 is. But Toasty has been doing nothing but leveling up himself as a player, as well as his ability to play this character. I think that was a perfect pick because with K-Dash being not just a combo kid, but being so immersed in finding holes in the game and weaknesses in characters and things of that nature, I think he's going to be able to help Toasty close his execution gaps and have better understandings of where he's supposed to open up players and things of that nature. I think that is an actual match made in heaven. FRD, Toasty, and K-Dash together on the Reaper squad. That's pretty dope.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our next person up. One of those fan favorites we got coming up all the way from the KSU. We got Abstract, leader of the Brawlers, about to come into...
1 second, please. Overall pick in the THT Season 3 round. The Brawlers are going to select Golden Seth.
Right.
I got a tier 2 player, that would be Golden Seth, who I feel like is a very good teacher, very analytical, and can help out a lot of the tier 1s.
All right, and he just got right to it. He said, listen, this is what I ain't gonna teach you shit, okay? I'm just gonna make sure that you got somebody, I got somebody on my team that you'll listen to that can help you out. And that's another good strategy. You want to be able to bring up the lower tiers up to the level, up to par, because you never really know with the way that this situation is being set up. You never really know who you're going to be playing. So I think that is a good strategic move in my summation. How about yourself? What do you think about
Golden Seth, yeah, this is going to fill a tremendous void, but I do feel that Abstract actually kind of downplays himself a bit. He can be a bit more of a teacher. I think what he doesn't see within himself is being like forceful, trying to hammer down to get someone to execute something or whatnot. I don't think you have to actually do that in our community. Not too tough anyway. But Golden Seth was a pretty solid pick. Golden Seth plays like two of the what we consider nearly S-tier characters in the game, so people playing alongside him on the team are going to actually learn a fair amount about these characters that we've been complaining about for quite some time through Golden Seth, and hopefully that'll transition into their overall game as well.
All right, well, you're talking about transition. Let's transition back over there to the field as we get ATL Red as he is getting the 6th overall pick. Let's see who he has up to bat. Coming up next, the 6th round draft pick. I mean, first round, 6th pick overall.
Oh, yeah, Chop, yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's a black man. Okay, Pleasant Man. All right, there we go.
I didn't hear. Who you pick? Oh, okay. My bad.
You picked Pleasant Man.
Who you pick?
All right. Hi, there was a little confusion. Couldn't figure out who he picked, but we figured it out. He wanted Pleasant Man on the squad. Another TTU first class student. Pleasant Man also been doing pretty good. Won his first 4-4 not too long ago. He's been trying to make a few strides here and there in progressing and understanding of the game. I'm very surprised by that pick because I don't think that ATL Red and Pleasant Man have that much of rapport, but I'm not sure. Maybe they do. But that is one of the things about this league. It is building rapport with those that you don't really know. You may just need to learn about this person because you might need to lean on this person. Another aspect that you will see throughout the THT Season 3 coming in handy. How you feel about that pick?
I mean, I think that the pick was chosen based upon the tiers that he saw available. Whether he knew of the person or not, that had no bearing. The catch is, though, ATL Red has a vigor to want to win. He has a vigor to want to be the best. And I feel that as a captain, you're going to need to release those vibes off to your teammates, and they're going to have to be able to reciprocate. And if those players do not have that feeling, that gumption, that nerve to want to be the best, to be the all-out elite, and stump a mud hole at anybody that comes comes in their way, then it's going to be a little monkey wrench in the system. I don't know what Red can do in regards to this. Pleasant Man seems to be the fun-loving, enjoying Tekken in the community aspect of player, but I don't see that vigor. I don't see that strive to be the best. Maybe ATL Red can pull it out of him, but I will say that Pleasant Man has become a pretty sound player. He has been doing what it takes to elevate a bit. Maybe there's a couple of levels, you know what I'm saying, that he needs to match or surpass, I apologize. And maybe ATL Red can help pull him out of that with the Smiling Phantom.
All right, well, let's get into one of my favorite teams, okay? Not even because of the players. I just like the name, all right? And that's going to be the Wild Ape Republic, being spearheaded by one and only Genghis Don, another student, okay? You know what I'm saying? I got to give the plus. I got to give the plus. I know y'all seen the commercial. You know what I'm saying? We might run it back twice. All right, anyway, listen, let's go and see what he's got in store for us. There you go.
So, for my pick, I've been playing the barbecue for the last 2 weeks. Strategy.
Strategy looking kind of strange in that picture right there, but I mean, you know, it is what it is.
When I first got into it, I wasn't 100% sure how the draft process was going to go down. So I was like, let me just decide. Let me just, play it by ear once we get in there. So the draft hits, the people in front of me take their picks, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, okay, so y'all really just aren't gonna pick Jay. Okay, fine, I'll take it. I'll take the Kunimitsu player who's been winning 404s and been beating everybody. Yeah, I'll take that. Sure, why not? I want to say there's more of a strategy to it than that, and there is. Playing Kuni's an annoying character, period. And it's like, why not? I was like, I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna take him eventually. I didn't think I was gonna get him, but when people didn't take him, I was like, okay, sure.
All right, and you have Genghis Don bringing along Strider J, and he brought about a good point. I mean, Strider J has been doing pretty good in these 404s here lately. He's taken out Chop several times.
2 or 3 times.
Got him in some money matches. He's definitely showing himself to be a progressing player throughout the not throughout the THT, but throughout his time playing the game. So I think that was actually a very, very good pick. I actually don't see any flaws in it, to tell you the truth.
Not at all, man. I think that's an awesome pick by Genghis Don. I think that their personalities match in regards to their approach towards Tekken. Strategy coming up in Tekken 7, but he did play Tekken Tag 2, and he's very familiar with Kuni, which is why I think that his transition with his new favorite character, despite playing Noctis in Tekken 7 and everything like that, that he's all in. You know what I'm saying? This isn't I'm beating you all with just the gimmicks and stuff like that. He actually likes the character. He's well versed in the character. And he's showing you all, you know what I'm saying, in his, I think, last 5 tournaments, you know what I'm saying, the work and time that he's putting in, I think that's going to be a dangerous tier 2 selection for that particular team. I love the pick by Genghis Don, and shouts out to Genghis, the other captains, for leaving him on the draft board for GD to even pick him up. What the heck were you thinking?
Hey man, listen, it's about to be wild out there with them apes, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be wild out there with the apes. But listen, we're going to get into closing out our first round of picks. And we're going to do so by going to Nito, who is going to have the opportunity to not only end the round, but start the next round. So let us get this thing underway and see who he's got next, or who's about to be scooped. All right, for our first back-to-back pick, it's going to be Nito with the 8th and 9th overall pick.
2019 First person I lost to, I'm picking him. Chris Davis.
Nice, Rick Davis right here. Mr. Davis, player to the people. Rick Davis, our 8th overall pick. Chop doesn't look to be happy about that one.
I chose Rick Davis because he's a really old school legend. I'm really glad he came out of retirement for this season. I'm sure that if he competed regularly, like this last year, instead of being a family man, he'd be a tier 3 for sure.
All right, and you heard it from his mouth. He said it's first person I lost to, so I gotta pick him. I mean, if I can lose to him, you definitely can lose to him. That's his motto, that's his thought process, his logic, and it's pretty sound. All right, it's pretty sound. So if we look at our first round of players, we've got American Wackdash going to Rail. We've got ATL Red with Pleasant Man. K-Dash taking home Toasty. Shola taking home 0-2.
Our Pochop picking up Knox. And then Genghis Don acquiring Strategy. What the hell? Abstract picking up Golden Self. And Nito picking up Brick Davis.
All right. Y'all know what that is. Listen. We are here at the end of the first round of picks here at the day of drafting. All right. No doubt about it. I know you was wondering, like, bro, they putting in a whole, y'all think y'all ESPN? Do y'all think that y'all NBA? Do you think you NFL? Yes, we are. We're going to be that. We THT. You see it right there. You see it right there? Them letters. All right, THT. Get used to seeing the logo. Support the cause. All right. Listen, y'all ain't paying us, so we got to pay some bills. All right. So we'll be right back after these messages. Hold tight, don't go nowhere, all right? Don't go nowhere. We gonna be right back with the rest of the THT Season 3 Draft Day. Holla at you. Hey, you. Yeah, you looking at me. What's really going on? Remember that time you beat that one top player one match? Then your friends had you all gassed up, only for you to lose all your money in the money matches after the tournament. Now you at the payday loan shop trying to make rent. What's really going on? Oh, that's right. You attacking God Prime though. Yeah, that's right, except for you struggling to get top 16 in a 15-man bracket. What's really going on? You got all the combos. You hitting all the just rings. You got setups on setups on setups on setups. But you rocking the capital letter F in defensive ability and throw breaking. What's really going on? Better yet, why are you even still playing? You must want somebody to acknowledge you, huh? You must want somebody to tell you good, huh? You just playing for fun. Hey, play up. You ain't really trying to win. You just want to play a little Tekken, huh? You ain't really trying to get good. You ain't really trying to compete like that. Where your car, boy? You ain't got drive like that. Oh. Listen, player. If you really about that life like you say you is, go on over there to tknhouseent.com/TTU. Sign up today. Hey man, what you waiting on? Go ahead and sign up today. TKNHouseENT.com/TTU. Go from good to great in 8. Welcome back, Draft Day, THT Season 3, presented by Tekken House Esports and Entertainment. It's your boy MIC, and you already know.
Yeah, we back on the board, man. We back on the board. I'm ready to dive back in it, man. I hope y'all doing well, feeling well. I hope you like what you're seeing so far, man. Enjoying some of this THT stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? Just to let you all know, we're about to go into the second round of the draft. Now, in the first round, man, it's actually pretty shocking to me. Maybe 2 picks that kind of took me off guard, man, but I'm all down for it. And it looks good to me, man. Starting backwards, the Brick Davis pick, Mike. Brick Davis going last in the first round is actually pretty shocking to me. I actually thought, as a sponsored player, and for those who don't know, Brick Davis also goes by Fabo. I actually thought that he was going to go a little higher. Now, that doesn't mean he's bad. It doesn't mean he's garbage or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty solid picks along the way, man. But I actually did feel that Brick Davis would go a bit higher on the draft board.
As a matter of fact, not garbage. I think he's probably shown himself to be one of the better players in the entire scene when you look at the competitors available.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that he did not go earlier is probably because people know him under the name Fabo. Mm-hmm. And I think that happened to Chop. I don't think he understood who Brick Davis was. And, you know, everybody wearing their masks because we believe in safety around here. With that being the case, I think what ended up happening, if I'm not mistaken, because he seemed real upset about that pick, I think what happened was he realized, oh, wait a minute, that's Fabo? And, you know, I mean, he did get a quality pick, though. But I don't know, he might have chose Brick Davis had he had the knowledge and understanding of what was going on all at the right time.
And this is one thing I'm an advocate for as a tournament organizer, planner, etc., is people be consistent with their handles, their game. You all switch your gamer tags and handles and Twitch channels so much, man, it's hard to keep up along with you all or whatever. But shouts out to Brick Davis, shouts out to Nito as the captain of the Urban Predators for picking Brick Davis, and now he's about to actually start off our next round.
Let's see who he goes.
My next pick, someone that's going to teach you how to break throw. Drag gnome.
Nice. Drag gnome for the 9th pick. And that is 2 for the Predators in the first and second round. Now we're going to snake it back the other direction.
Drag gnome. I picked him because I just like his attitude about Tekken. He's a very positive person. He doesn't really complain ever. I like his character too. Dragonov's a good first to one character. That's why I picked him.
Alright, he said not only will he make you break those throws, right? But he's also likes his attitude about the game. And that goes a long way when you're dealing with team dynamics. When you're talking about how teams are formed and what makes a team work, You could have the greatest players of all time on the same team, but if they don't like each other, your team might not do that well. You know, synergy is one of the things that is very vital to team construction.
True.
You know, it don't do no good to have, you know, I don't know, Tom Brady and Michael Jordan on the same team, bro. You know what I'm saying? First off, they ain't even playing the same game. Let alone if they're not enjoying each other's. They're both trying to be the head honcho. They're both trying to be the ball hog. You know, nobody's going to end up shooting. You know, we saw that with Kobe and Shaq. You know, although they did get the title, so can't say that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. You know, you get the point. You get the point. Listen, I think that was yet another good pick. His team looking very solid, and one of the benefits of being the lowest man on the totem pole is in the snake draft, you get a double roll. All right,
True.
Get a double roll on them. All right, and right now we're going to be headed back in the other direction towards Chop. Chop going to be looking at him could have got. You know what I'm saying? He's probably looking at him right now. He's like, man, well, maybe it's somebody else left for me. Maybe I can get, maybe I can get him up there in the back. Yeah, maybe I might get her. Maybe I can get her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can get him. Well, we don't know. Let's see what's going to happen here, man. You know, this is the thing about these drafts. You just never know. You got to come in with a multi-level, multifaceted game plan, all right? Well, next we're going to go into Genghis Don's second round pick. Let's see who he decided to come up on.
Boss Juice is a very fundamental Tekken player. OG, everyone knows Boss Juice. You know, he also plays Ganryu, which is another strange character to fight. So I wanted to make sure that I knew the one strategy I had is that I wanted to make sure that whoever was fighting, they were going to be annoyed, right? You would have to fight each member of my team differently than the last one if you managed to beat them in the first place. So I was like, okay, this is I already had the strategy in my head for that. So I picked Boss Juice. You know, Ganryu is Ganryu. Enough said.
All right, now that is an interesting concept there. Now, I will say this. I think he made that decision predicated on normal team tournaments. Because in this team situation, you don't know who you're going to play against. And you might not get to play against everybody. Hopefully you don't have to play everybody if you understand how this thing works. But nonetheless, I think it was a concept that put some forethought into itself. I think that it is going to pan out pretty well for him. Hopefully everything works out for him. Boss Juice is one of my other students from earlier in life. I think he has definitely shown a lot of promise, a lot of growth throughout the years. He's definitely doing a lot better in the scene than what he had done before. I think it was a pretty good pick from my summation.
I agree with the pick. I also feel this is yet another team with another co-captain, so to speak, in a player like Boss Juice, because Boss Juice doesn't necessarily have to have a bunch of championships under his belt to be useful in a situation like this. He has a vast amount of character knowledge because he's been playing for so long, and also because he's actually been leveling up over time. But this is actually also in another sense of, I agree with Genghis Don. With each player so far on his team, the play style changes. It's almost like you're going to have to play a different game within Tekken when going against Genghis Don and Strategy. It's like going from playing like CBS 2 to like Marvel 3. You know what I'm saying? Like Boss Juice will be, you know what I'm saying, your OG, your lockdown defense type of guy, you know what I'm saying? So that's CBS 2. And then Strategy playing Nakuni is going to be Marvel 3, all in, mix-ups, etc., etc. So that, I mean, based upon our format, though, we'll see, you know, as the season goes, if that actually plays into its factor. But I understand his mindset.
We're going to move this thing along. Right now, we're going to go back over there and see what Red is up to, as he's going to be picking his second round selection for the Smiling Phantoms. Let's get into it.
Did you, earlier, were you calling all tier 1 and tier 2 players?
Let's show the Zaha. Zaha.
Now, it looked like he's a little bit salty about that boy Chop. He looking down there. He like, bro, another one's gone, dog? Another one? Another nice pick by ATL Red. Did not know his name, calling him Shy-Tai.
Yeah, it was a bit of confusion. That's why you saw the freezing there. I was like, well, when you say Shy-Tai, I was like, Shy-Tia. This is a actually solid pick.
Yeah, indeed. Once again, kind of reminds me of Strategy in the fact that plays a very, what is the word I want to use? Unorthodox
unconventional character. He plays Eliza, bro. He's got meters. He got EX dive kicks, man. He's got, and to this day, as much as people complain about the fact that she's not really top tier or anything like that, I see a fair amount of people amongst the scene, you know what I'm saying, inside and outside of Georgia, still struggling against, you know what I'm saying, this character. And I will say that Chatia is pretty much one of those generalists, those masterminds in regards to the character, man. So this is going to be very interesting. And also, this is somewhat identical in regards to the drafting to Genghis Don's Wild Ape Republic and ATL Red's Smiling Phantoms. I'm finding this even a bit more interesting, man. I'm liking this, man. Let's move on.
These matchups are looking pretty good. Up next, we've got KSU's very own Abstract right there. Fan right there. You see that? Fight Club. All right? Fight Club. Brawlers Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? Holding up the fist. You know what I'm saying? Fight power. All right? Listen, let's get into it. Let's see what he's got going on. What is under his sleeve?
This pick right here gotta be the easiest pick. The tier 1 player is probably the most important player on the team. So I'm going with who I feel like is the strongest tier 1 player, ATL aka EJ.
All right, EJ coming in as the 11th overall pick in the THT Season 3. He will be going with Abstract to the Brawlers Fight Club.
Going to the draft, I felt like it was the most important to get the best tier 2 player and the best tier 1 player. Now, tier 1s are actually the most important players in my opinion in this whole thing. Since the tier 1 has to play, I was actually lucky enough to, I feel like I got a tier 1 to play by the tier 2 level.
All right, and that was a good strategy. He said he felt like he got a tier 1 player that plays at a tier 2 level, which means he got the most bang out of his buck. I think that is a good strategy to keep in mind when you're playing, when you're selecting your players. I think that this is actually, like I said, it's going to shape up to be very, very interesting just because of the structure in which the games will be played, in which the league will be formed, and how they will have to work around a normal team structure for team tournaments. You won't really be able to lean on one person being able to carry a team. This structure will be, you know, once everybody steal our shit, it's probably going to be the main structure of all team tournaments. I'm pretty sure it'll come. But listen, nonetheless, y'all know where you got it from. All right, let's get into our next pick. Well, Iceman, how do you feel about that?
I actually thought that was a pretty solid pick. I agree. ATLian is not super well known inside and outside the community, and he has the ability to waver in between tier 2 ability, tier 1. I feel that is actually pretty much a sleeper pick, especially going so high, you know what I'm saying, being your second overall pick and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to rumor I think there's Greg's son. So, you know what I'm saying? You look just like Greg Jr. You just got to bulk up a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to go into the next round, man. Shouts out to Brawler Fight Club. Solid pick picking up ATL.
All right, we're going to see what K-Dash has in store with the Reapers. We've got a few more good picks out there. So, you know, this thing is nowhere near over. You know, I mean, that's kind of the thing about these drafts. You never know what you're going to get. But let's find out what the selection holds in store. Of your team already together.
This man is a sleeping giant. Deal Bob, I want you next.
Nice. We got Deal Bob in the building. Signing up. The Reapers representing with the long hair, okay, is going all the way down. The 13th overall pick. All All right, so it looks like pretty good pick there. Deal Bob, beloved player throughout the community. I wonder how this team is going to work, because they seem like a team that is a little, it seems thrown together, but it seems like a very good team. So far it's got him, Toasty, and K-Dash. That's going to be an interesting team.
I like it.
I wanted to build a team that could, you know, take out his team, you know. So it's one of those things where just because you have one strong player on your team, that doesn't mean that, you know, the rest of your team could keep up. So I built my team around being strong enough to beat the other players in the other teams.
Now, Deal Bob is still picking up in regards to Tekken, you know what I'm saying? I call him my Gigas brother in arms, you know what I'm saying? Because he is rocking Gigas as a main. He's been trying to feel his way out playing other characters like Jack and so forth. But this is part of what this season is about. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the winning, even though winning is very important and getting that $1,000 pot. It's also about learning, you know what I'm saying, and exchanging strategy and things of that nature. And your team structure could defeat another team structure, not just because this person plays this specific character, but my play style, my knowledge, and my understanding can help me overcome this person that's a tier 3 versus a tier 1. I think it's a pretty solid pick in regards to the nature of the players that are on the squad. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you might have to wait one more round to see who the Reapers acquire, to see how it'll really fully shape and how that team can actually mold itself into being a massively strong competitor. But so far, I like it, man. I like Deal Bob as a player. I like Deal Bob character choices in the game, and I also feel that, you know what I'm saying, he stands a good chance of learning a lot being a part of the Reapers as well.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. We're going to move right along to Rel of Venomous Assault. Let's see what he has in store for his team coming up next. All right, coming up for the 14th overall pick. We got some collusion.
It takes time to play some Tekken. You know, you got real life responsibility. It's all good. Time is there. Fundamentals are there. Okay, this one. Okay. Hear me on? Real good?
Yep.
Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go with Machine himself, True 404.
Got him! Got him! And it looked like there was a desperate plan by Chop to try to pick up True 404 not too long ago, only for him to get soaked up.
The next player that I went with was Truth 404, and even though he's not in the scene as much, we don't get to see him every week, he's still a very strong player, very, very solid, old school, still has the fundamentals. He plays Mishima, so he has the execution, he has the spacing. So I think that he's still a very, very solid player, and I don't want to have him on my team.
All right, True 404. No hair, don't care. We like. I like what I saw there. I like that team. Whack Dash, Truth, Rel. That seems like it's going to be a pretty solid team. However, knowing the structure of the team, you see it here that we have a lot of 2s being picked, but only a 1 on a few teams. So let's see what's going to happen next as Shola gets his pick in.
I want to pick Scott Leventhal.
15th overall pick in the THT round 2 draft goes to Scott Melanthal. That was pretty interesting. I wonder what he has to say about why he picked him. Because I probably wouldn't have thought that, but I know Shola likes to reach out, and I know he probably looked at Melon Ball and he's like, you know what, Melon Ball is pretty good for what we got left.
Now, as far as Scott Mellenbaugh, you know, I see he has like real potential. You know, he's real passionate about the game too, like real passionate. And he's choosing one of like the most unique characters in the game. So basically, it's like I want to help him get better, you know, because he's not playing an easy character, but you know, I think I can help him get to the next level, you know, especially being on the team, you know, motivate him and whatnot.
All right, well, that sounds just like what a mentor would say. I know he has instructed a lot of the guys up at KSU, Scott Mellenball being one of the ilk from that area. I think that's probably going to pan out to be pretty good for the team structure, for the grouping together of the players. So I think that should be something that would be interesting to see how that formulates itself out and plays itself out in the overall system of the THT Season 3.
I actually agree with that, man. I like the Scott Mellenball pick, and I do feel that Trill Shola is in a perfect position not only as a captain, but as a teacher and someone to provide that motivation to their squad.
Okay. And now for the final pick of the second round, we're going to go to the one and only Poke Chop, GS / what is it? INF / Disrupt / Tekken House / NRB / Balding. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go and see what he's got on the table. As we've seen him throw his arms up almost at every turn. But, you know, like I said, there's a lot of talent here in Atlanta. So he's not got it's not slim pickings for him out here. Let's see what he goes with.
Since I already have to listen, I'm also like this special emotion. Yeah. Alright, anyway, as I was saying, of course, that Stevens knows that he's going to install, because y'all got to deal with tourists.
All right, so as you can see, he picked S Demon. I think he's talking about do the side effect.
Yeah. He mixed them up. He got the players mixed up. You know, everybody wearing masks in the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? But he was going for do the side effects.
Do the side effects. Now, as I said, he is a sleeper. Everyone consider him a level 1, but I consider him a level 2. He's definitely has improved substantially since his first time competing at 4-4. So there's gonna be a lot of upsets with him. It's gonna be a lot of upsets, and I'm looking forward to it. And let me tell you something, I'm gonna be in y'all ear. I can't wait. He's an illicit player, and I feel like he's gonna be the new Knox. You know.
And Pochop is right, man. Tier 1, like people actually feeling that he was a Tier 1 player, man. I think that's another sleeper that's actually pretty much Tier 2, like we spoke about, you know what I'm saying, earlier on the previous team, man. This awesome pick by Pochop.
Yeah, good eye scouting. You know what I'm saying? He's been scouting everybody else. He's been seeing everybody get picked off. I mean, just seeing everything fall right before him. He said, man, listen, I got to get what's around me. I know that that's the best thing I see in my eyesight. So I think he actually did do well in picking that Tier 1 player because, like you stated, you know, he's not really, when it comes to his skill level, he's definitely far beyond the pale of a Tier 1 player, or what you would presume a Tier 1 player would be. Because all these players have the ability to kind of mix and mingle between each other from one tier to the next, and that is one of the important things about the THT, being able to pair up your teammates against their teammates, and you don't even know who you might be going against, so you need to have them instructed up. And we didn't want the gap to be too wide between anybody, and I think that was a great pick. He sweat in and confiscated him a dub with that one. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and fast forward the draft. We're going to go ahead and check out how this draft ends up as we predicted it prior to it happening, and so on and so forth. They handed in their sheets. We already knew what was going on after a while. So let's go ahead and check this out as we look at the draft as it is showing itself to pan out over the night. All right, so we have Rel taking home American Wagdash, taking home Truth 404, and S. Deems.
Now, S. Deems, as you all know, the Smash player. Yes, it's transitioned over to Tekken, and it's picking up. I actually think this is a pretty dope tier 1 pick because, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? What a great way to learn and then to get fresh into a tournament for $1,000 pot.
Exactly. And then coming up for Smiling Phantoms, we got ATL Red. He picked Pleasant Man, Shy Tia, A Shavers, which, you know, is a surprise. And Katoshi. So he's got 2 number 1 team tier 1 players. A Shavers, I know, is pretty new to the scene, so he's going to be able to pick up from people like Red who have been in the scene for a minute. He's going to be able to do maybe make some upgrades in this game, and you know, it's good to have a backup tier 1 just in case, you know, like, listen, Shavers, you don't know this matchup too well, you don't know what they got going on. Let me pull you out. We're going to replace you with Katoshi for this particular set, and we're going to move ahead and we're going to put you back in and we're going to train you up. So this is an opportunity for a lot to happen here on this team. I think it's a pretty good structured team.
Hey, man, I think Shavers is probably going to shock some people. People got to remember, man, that's the cat that burst onto the scene just money matching. That was the dude on Twitter getting the money matches on Poke Chop, man. $20 a game, man. Look, man, I think he ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he want to do none of that swapping. He going to be bullying as a tier 1 in the season 3 tag team turmoil.
All right, and next we got K-Dash taking home Toasty, Dilbob, and his tier 1 Hannibal. Hannibal, a Raven player out of the Atlanta area. She is definitely trying to make strides and come up in the scene. Definitely seen a lot of progression from where she started to where she is. I think that is pretty much a good, solid tier 1. With the character Raven, you don't know, you might always have an opportunity to trick somebody and get some dubs in there. And really, it don't take a whole lot. You know, it don't take a whole lot for your teammates to really come through and pull through for you.
And she's familiar with her team. Every single person on the team she's very familiar with. She's played with and against over her vast various amounts of months that she's been training, both at 4-4, Poke Chop's NRB dojo, etc., etc. So this is going to be pretty interesting, man, because she's a tier 1 that has immersed a lot of freaking knowledge over time, you know what I'm saying, and we might see her evolution in this tournament alongside the Reapers.
All right, and then final for our Division 1 teams, we got Shola picking up 0-2, Scott Melonball, and Natural Killer. Now, we heard about why he picked his first 2. His third pick for Natural Killer, he stated when he did so that he didn't know him, but he saw him play, and he felt like, you know what, he's got potential. And I want to kind of bridge the gap between me and these that I don't know, you know, which is another crucial part of the THT, bridging gaps. So, you know, Shola kind of with his picks, he kind of took the mentorship role, trying to lead his team, looking to better the competition of the overall scene by bettering those underneath him. I think that is a noble cause.
Solid pick. I like the direction he's going into. Now, the funny thing about it is, even I didn't know much about Natural. I had to actually check out some old 404 footage and check out some old footage from Greg's stream and everything like that. But I did like what I see, and shouts out to Imperial Felix and their 4 squad.
All right, starting off Division 2, we're going to talk about Poke Chop. He acquired Nox due to side effects, and a resident Josie player, Pharaoh, which is a new up-and-comer, been kind of under the tutelage of Chop. So I think that was a pretty sound pick too. Being able to, once again take that mentorship role and apply it as needed to bring up the lower portions of your team to help rise the level overall of your team.
Now, like I said, this is one of my teams that I feel already has a co-captain in Knox and Pochop, and also it's going to be even easier with everyone being familiar with each other's characters and knowing how to play them and play against them, man. I think this is going to be a pretty dangerous squad. Shouts out to the Guild of Assassins.
All right, and Wild Ape Republic, let's go apes. Let's go ape on them, dog. Genghis Don, Boss Juice, Strategy, Trey Trizzy, Milo Mads, okay? Look at this team here. All right, they let a lot of diamonds in the rough slide through, okay? First, they let Strategy on the team.
Yes.
Then they left Boss Juice out there.
Yes.
Then Trey Trizzy managed to slide in as a tier 1.
Trey Trizzy.
And now we got Milo Mads. While he is just now learning Tekken, he will be in the TTU during his time in the THT. And he might be coming up to THAT that ass, okay? He might tear it up. All right, and I think that they have a really strong team there. Really good tier 1s, really good tier 2s, a strong captain. I mean, and you have room for growth all the way from the bottom to the top.
Shouts out to Milo Mads for even jumping in, you know what I'm saying? I know he's new in regards to Tekken, man, and he's been a massively solid Street Fighter player, playing Ken Masters here in his community. And also he has a young talent just above him, who I don't even feel is a tier 1, in Trey Trizzy. Trey Trizzy is one of my training buddies, one of my young bucks, man. Awesome Julia player. And for those out there in the online world, yes, this is the same Trizzy that pushed Fighting GM shit in and had some issues with him via online after that, suffering that defeat. But shouts out to the Wild Ape Republic, man. This is a pretty damn solid team, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and below them we have Abstract taking the Brawlers Fight Club. He's taking it by the horns, and he said, listen, I got to get Golden Seth. I'm getting Kareem, one of the TTU students, ATLian, and Lemon How Pie, aka Greg, 404 shop owner. So he's got a lot of tier 1s he can play around with. I know he said there was a lot of importance on tier 1s. I think making them very interchangeable, which is a good thing. You don't have to rely on one single person. So if 2 of your players don't show up, you got 2 people that can fill in. If perhaps one tier 1 player is not, showing themselves to be that good in the moment, you've got 2 other tier 1s that you could swap out with that person. Mm-hmm. So I think that is actually going to be pretty interesting to see how they do. Once again, you got Abstract and Golden Seth, 2 strong players in the league themselves. I think it's going to pan out to be an interesting group.
Y'all didn't even see the strategy. Abstract had an ace in the hole. He chose the venue operator, bro. So if they losing, he just gonna kick everybody the fuck out.
I see now that was the mental game I wasn't thinking about. That's a mental game I wasn't thinking about. See, you got to play 4D with him. You got to play the 4D chess. You never know what might be coming around the corner. All right, so let's get into our last team, which is going to be Nito's team, the Urban Predators, aka 96 logo team. All right, he pulled out a doozy with this. He's got Brick Davis, he's got Drag Gnome, Metal Face at tier 1, and Mike Love at tier 1. This man basically has a team full of tier 2s, if you ask anybody else. I mean, I think maybe he might have the strongest on paper team.
Yes.
This might be the team to watch out for. And he's in there with the same, ironically, he's in a group that also has Genghis Don with a very solid team. Mm-hmm. Chop with a solid team. Okay, he's got Abstract, who I know has done very well against him. Mm-hmm. So he's got to worry about a couple of these people being here. Now, I think this is really balanced out very well for that division. I think all the way across the board, it's been very balanced. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. We may have created the best team shit of all time.
Hey, man, this it's a tremendous guessing game, and I know we're just looking at it on paper, but ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very interesting, and I hope you all see it as such as well, man. THT Season 3 Tag Team Turmoil Civil War is going to be going down January 9th, starting at 7:30 p.m. I'm sorry, 8:30 p.m. Live from 404 Esports in the Doraville, Georgia area, man. So be sure to tune in to twitch.tv MIC_ATL. Make sure you're tuning in, man. Make sure you all are taking in the festivities. And we also have some interesting things for you all as viewers to get involved with as well in regards to the overall series.
Indeed. And if you want to find out more about these teams, you want to find out more about the THT as a whole, go check us out, tknhouseent.com/THT. You go there, it'll give you can see past season records, championships, finalists. You can see all of that stuff. And you can learn about how this is structured, because we know you're going to steal it anyway. Might as well read and learn how to do it the right way. Anyway, nonetheless, go check out the team schedules. Go learn about the players. And while you're there, go ahead and check out the players, what we call it, the Fighter Select. All right, go check out the Fighter Select. You're gonna learn about the players, hear it from their own mouth, learn about their biographies, all of that stuff. We got a whole bunch of y'all seen the commercial. Y'all seen the commercial. Listen, man. It has been an honor having you all here tonight. This afternoon here, January 3rd.
It's 2021.
Okay, it's 2021. New year, new season. All right. Listen, I've had a blast here with you all. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. Iceman.
I'm chilling, man. I'm ready for the season to start now.
Indeed. Listen, we about to get this thing rocking. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. Get at us over there. Follow us on TKN House ENT. I'm sorry, TKN_HUSE. All right. TKN_house over on Twitter. Keep up with all of the latest information there on Twitter, all the updates. Like I said, check out the website, and we will be out of here. It's been real. Peace.